Hey, what is going on? It's Kyle, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about talking numbers. So if you're interested in how do you make offers, are there different ways to do it, this is going to be that video, so let's go. All right, so there are different ways to present offers in different sort of circumstances. You can't just make a, yeah, we'd be at $87,000 for your property. You can do that offer, like you can make that offer just every single time if you wanted to, but there are going to be some circumstances where it is going to make a lot more sense to do something else. So that's kind of what we're going to go over in this video, are a few different ways that you can make offers to fit the situation. Before you talk any numbers, first thing you need to do is know what your maximum offer is, your MAO. So you need to know how to comp properties. I use PropStream to do it. If you're interested in PropStream or anything that I'm using, really, you can check the links in the description below. But I use PropStream to comp properties. I feel like I'm really good at it. It's not really hard to do. So if I'm actually wanted to do another video on this, so if you have an address that you want me to comp, I'm gonna make another video, drop it in the comment section, and maybe I'll comp that property in the video. So one is to know your numbers. The next thing you wanna do before you actually present your offer is to do what's called a price anchor. And this is something that I've learned. So another thing too, I didn't invent any of this stuff. I'm not a freaking sales master or anything like that. I've just done YouTube, John Martinez, Brent Daniels, all these different guys. I've tried different things and I just do what works for me. So that's what I'm sharing with you. So John Martinez talks about this trial offer, and basically what it is to make your offer look good. So say your maximum allowable offer, your max offer is $100,000. You're gonna say something like, okay, gotcha. Well, John, it's looking like properties in that area are selling for about $75,000. It's looking like other investors are paying about $75,000 in that area. And then just try to gauge what they say. Do they make a grunt sound? Do they say nothing? Do you hear them kind of shuffling around a little bit? Maybe, and this would be great, maybe they say, yeah, that's kind of about what I was thinking. Whoa, there you go. You just got like a home run deal if you hear them say that. So that is a price anchor. So you need to comp the property, and you also need to give a price anchor before you start to actually give your actual offer. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. And that is to give a trial offer. And this is basically you not committing, you just kind of throwing out numbers again. And this is best used when a seller refuses to give you a number. If you ask them, how much you looking to get for it? And they're like, well, you called me. Oh no, you're definitely right. All right. Well, I haven't really done research in the area. What are properties going for over there? What do you think it'd be worth fixed up? Okay, gotcha. So that's how much they're selling fixed up. Okay, gotcha. So based on, the current condition of your house, closing fees, all this stuff, what's the lowest that you would take for your house? That's another way to ask it, right? Try to ask, how much do you want for your property? But if they refuse to give you a number, try maybe shooting out a trial offer. So you price anchor at 75. Maybe you say, I can't really say that my partner will go for this or not, but how would you feel about 80,000? And that's a way of saying kind of, it's not really our offer, but like, here's the number. How do you feel about it? And then if they say, well, that's way too low, now it's their turn to give something. Otherwise, it's like socially weird and awkward and rude. So, well, how would you feel about 80? Well, that's way too low. Okay, so where would I need to be at? And now you can start, right? Now they kind of have to give you a number. If they say, well, I'll just know the offer, I'll just know it when I hear it. And you can say, okay, well, can you help me out? Like where would I need to be at? What do you need, $1 million bucks for the house or something, right? Just try to get them something. But until they give you something else, do not go up. Don't go up anymore, right? There's no point. What are you gonna chase them into oblivion? Like, okay, how about 85? All right, how about 90? How about 95? How about 100? How about 105? No. Right now you just look unprofessional. It's just silly and stupid and doesn't even make any sense. So that's a trial offer. The next thing is, again, if they don't give you a number, you're gonna start low. And the goal is to not get them to slam the door in your face and open up negotiation, because you already know that when you make offers, your default position is they're gonna say no. It is part of your script. I'm gonna make the offer. Once they say no, I say this, right? It's not, I'm gonna make the offer and I expect them to say yes, and when they say no, I'm like caught off guard. It needs to be the complete opposite. You want to make these offers low, and most likely they're gonna say no, and that's part of negotiation. So the next thing you can do is shoot out what's a wide range. So if your MAO again is 100, you've price anchored at 75, you might say, yeah, it really depends on the condition of the property. We'd have to get there. I know, we've got some condition, we've talked about the property and things like that, but we really got to get eyes on it. It'd be somewhere between probably around 80 to 110,000 bucks. And then just keep it quiet. If they go, oh, that's way too low, again, right? It's non-committal. It's not really your offer. They have to give you something. If they don't give you anything, then you just, okay, I know that's too low. Where would we need to be at? Well, you called me. What's the offer? That doesn't even make sense. They're not going to say that, right? They're going to be like, well, I need to get at least 150. You can say, oh, gotcha, okay. How come 150? And now you're talking to them, trying to diagnose their why. Why do they need 150? To try to get them down into your range. The third offer type, so we've done a trial offer, a wide range. The third is just to give a normal offer. And this is everything's going good. They said maybe they wanted 110, you're at 100, you're going to start at 90. You say something like, okay, gotcha, other investors, they're paying about 75,000, Well, what if we said we could do how would you feel about 80,000, right? You tried to trial, like, no, that's still too low. They tell you we're at 110. You say, okay, well, my partner and I, we did some research on it, whatever. We feel comfortable at 90,000. And you just make a normal offer, right? That's totally fine. They're at 110, you're at 90. Meeting in the middle is your MAO, but you still want to do better than that. And then you can start the negotiation, I know you said that the roof needs replacing, that considered as that it was 110. Could you go any lower? Could you work with us? And you just try to negotiate down. They give, you give, whatever. All right, so then we got the fourth one, and this is my favorite because when you're selling a deal, cash buyers use this on me all the time, and they've used it, embarrassing to admit, they've used it with success in the past. And this is like creating that right now urgency offer. So here's how you do that. Here's how you set this up. It's all gonna depend. All these offers just depend on the situation, but say they're at 110, you're at 90, and you say, we could maybe come up to 92, and then they're like, all right, I could do 105 is the absolute lowest. And you say, whatever, I could try to stretch it, maybe like 93,000, and this might take multiple phone calls. You might have to go talk to your partner. They might have to talk to a wife, whatever. And then they're like, say they're at they say, well, if you could do 100,000, then I'll do it. And say your last offer was like 97. Then what you could say is like, okay, I'm not sure, 97 was like our absolute highest, but let me go talk to my partner. Let me see if there's any wiggle room. Let me make sure there's not something we missed. Can you give me like 60 seconds? Or make this another phone call if you want. 60 seconds, put them on mute, come back after 60 seconds. All right, so listen, I talked to my partner. He, he doesn't want to lose the deal over 3,000 bucks. He said we can do 100,000. We can, that's the good news. We can do 100,000, but he said the only way that we can make it happen is if we get it done today. If we get everything signed up today, right? And then be quiet. We're gonna give them their 100,000, but we're negotiating. We'll give you that 100,000, but I need that contract back today. That's give and take the whole time. So that is the urgency. And with cash buyers, it's the same thing. I'll shop out a deal and they'll say like maybe for 35, and then they'll come back. He said he could do 38, but only if you send over the assignment today. And I've been uncertain about deals and lost like 10 grand because the next day after I signed it, someone else comes back with like a higher offer, but just me stupid, right? You gotta learn. And lastly, this is the fifth way to make an offer, and that is to make no offer. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Like if they're not gonna sell the house for 6 months, don't get me wrong, things could change. Maybe they're gonna sell it in 3 months. You're gonna follow up with them every month to stay in front of them, but the offer is the only thing that these people want from you. So if you give them an offer, they might shop your offer around for 3 months and you'll never hear from them again. And they sell the house to somebody else that said, what, that dude said 30? I'll give you 33,000 if you never talk to him again and we can get it done today, right? And they use the same tricks against you. You never hear from them again, you lose the deal. You may not want to give an offer in every situation. I typically give it, if I'm unsure, I'll give like a range, but it'll be a narrow range. So instead of it being 30,000, I might say, well, I know you're looking to sell in 6 months, but you want to offer, and I can get you something. It'd be somewhere between here, and maybe just narrow that range down, maybe 15, 20,000 or something like that. And then at least you've talked about it, and maybe they'll be like, well, that's not that bad. Let me actually talk to my wife about it, or whatever they might say. Maybe talking that number will make them say, okay, this dude's serious, and they'll maybe get moving. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you found this helpful. I know that talking numbers was really, really, really hard for me at the beginning. It's just not something that I was ever taught to do. Negotiating, none of that stuff. So I hope you found this. Again, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you find this stuff helpful, and I'll see you on the next video.